Video lesson, final project. Maya Dixon, Emma Hennigan, and Lindy Spray. South Carolina Digital Literacy and Computer Science Standards. The South Carolina Computer Science and Digital Literacy Standards foster technology in the classroom by outlining what the students will have the opportunity to learn during their time in school, from kindergarten to 8th grade. These standards were developed by a diverse group of educators. The group consisted of established individuals who represented K-12 classroom teachers, school and district administrators, parents, institutions of higher education, minorities, females, and students in poverty. For South Carolina specifically, the standards were beginning to be implemented in the beginning of 2018 and fully implemented in the 2018 through 2019 school year. The South Carolina Computer Science and Digital Literacy Standards are important because they provide an opportunity for all students to learn about computer science. This is important because of the increasing job fields with needed knowledge of computer science. The importance for educators stems from the fact that they will be the ones teaching students the ins and outs of computer sciences and how it opens the doors for new opportunities for teaching this subject. The teachers can employ a variety of ways for teaching once the students are familiar with this subject. These standards are important for students to learn because students will now learn how the skills and knowledge of computer science and digital literacy can one day hold a job in the real world. Lastly, the importance for society. This is important because the people coming into the future workplace will have prior knowledge and skills for what the organization is looking for.
There are so many different tools for teaching digital literacy education that provide learning resources, lesson plans, apps, training, and more. But some of them include Think Before You, which is a website teaching safe ways to share information online and the ways to teach safe sharing. Common Sense Media is a resource for parents, students, and teachers about the safe online world. It will ask you before you're allowed on the site what age you are, and then you navigate from there. It also gives suggestions for best apps, best books, and best movies with teaching digital literacy. DigitalLiteracy.gov is an online resource for teachers about how to teach digital literacy and some other tools to use. It also has links for job training, which would be helpful for new educators. Diigo is a digital literacy tool for students that allow them to bookmark pages and annotate or highlight as they read. This is a great online alternative to printing out handouts for all your students and wasting paper. Check out this link at the bottom to read about how digital learning is helping make driving school online.
Digital citizenship. What is it and why is it important for teachers to understand? Digital citizenship is the norms of appropriate, responsible technology use. It is important for educators because it helps teachers understand what students should know to use technology appropriately. It is a way to prepare students for a society of full technology. The article, What Your Students Really Need to Know About Digital Citizenship, talks about proactive knowledge and experiential knowledge. Under proactive knowledge, the article talks about the 9 key P's. These include passwords, private information, personal information, photographs, property, permission, protection, professionalism, and personal brand. To learn more about these topics the article writes about, click the link. The 9 themes of digital citizenship. The first one is digital access. This is a full electronic participation in society. As a society, we have to make sure everyone has the opportunity to have access to the digital world. Not everyone can afford access, but they still need to have the option open. We have to make it fair and even between everybody. The second one is digital commerce. It's the electronic buying and selling of goods. A large share of the market economy is done electronically. Users need to know how to be effective consumers on the internet. A large amount of people are buying and selling online, and it could sometimes conflict with the law. The third one is digital communication, electronic exchange of information. Now that there is an abundance of electronic, it changes the ability to communicate with other people. Nowadays, people can communicate with each other in various ways online, like cell phones, text messaging, email, and more. This allows people to be in a constant communication with each other at all times. This can sometimes lead to an abuse of digital communication and it not being used appropriately. The fourth one is digital literacy, the process of teaching and learning about technology and the use of technology. Learners must be taught to learn everything, anytime, anywhere. A renewed focus must be made on what technologies must be taught as well as how it should be used. As new technologies emerge, learners need to learn how to use that technology quickly and appropriately. Digital citizenship involves educating people in a new way. These individuals need a high degree of information literacy skills. The fifth one is digital etiquette. It is the electronic standards of conduct or procedure. We recognize inappropriate behavior when we see it, but before people use technology, they do not learn digital etiquette. Usually, people create rules and regulations for the digital world to stop inappropriate use. These rules and regulations are not enough. We need to teach people how to have digital etiquette. The sixth one is digital law, electronic use for actions and deeds. Digital law deals with the ethics of technology within a society. Unethical use is theft or crime. Users need to learn that stealing or damaging another's information, work, or property is a crime. Hacking into others' information, downloading illegal music, plagiarizing, viruses, sending spam, or stealing anyone's identity or property is unethical. The seventh one is digital rights and responsibilities. Those freedoms extended to everyone in the digital world. There is a basic set of rights for every digital citizenship. They have the right to free speech, privacy, and more. Basic digital rights must be addressed, discussed, and understood in the digital world. With these rights also come responsibilities as well. Users must decide how to use technology in an appropriate manner. The second to last is digital health and wellness. It is a physical and psychological well-being in a digital technology world. Eye stress is one physical issue when it comes to technology use. Beyond physical issues, the internet addiction is a big psychological problem. Digital citizenship includes a culture where technology users are taught how to protect themselves through education and training. The last one, digital security, also known as self-protection, is electronic precautions to guarantee safety. We must protect ourselves like we do in real life. We must put virus protection, backup data, and more on our computers to protect our information.
The ISTE standards for educators include being a learner, a leader, a citizen, a collaborator, a designer, an analyst, and a facilitator. While teaching digital citizenship, all of these are important. Most of being a leader, a citizen, and a teacher's responsibility for their increasing knowledge of online social networks and how to be ethical and safe. We, as educators, must foster their learning by empowering them to feel successful, creative, and supported. For students, the ISTE standards for students are similar but include how to be a digital citizen, an empowered learner, and an innovative designer, and a knowledge constructor, and a creative and global communicator. We want them to be safe and responsible on the internet, which starts with teaching them the ins and outs of digital literacy, social networks, and other digital tools. Below is a link to show to your students more information about digital citizenship in the form of a video.
CyberWise for Teachers has lesson plans about navigating the internet safely and other resources for teachers to explore. Trace My Shadow allows for students to see how what they put on the internet stays put forever, even if they delete it. It's called Leaving a Digital Footprint. BrainPop has quizzes and games for students learning about digital citizenship. Starting in kindergarten, one of the standards is learning digital citizenship and appropriate use of digital media. This will help in the long run to make sure children do not misuse the digital world and can identify and alert adults if they sense something wrong. The standard of digital citizenship continues after kindergarten and goes all the way through 8th grade. The students just learn the differences in what they will most likely be participating in that year. For example, when you get to middle school, they begin to teach the safety rules of communicating with people online.